3 decades after they first shattered the airwaves, the Doors are as relevant and revolutionary as ever. I'm Jim Ladd. Join me for a 3-hour celebration of this legendary band. Ray Manzarek, John Densmore, and Robby Krieger will join me to talk about their new box set, complete with demos, live performances, and a brand new song. We'll even hear a rare interview with Jim Morrison. The Doors, Without a Safety Net, coming to you from Westwood One Entertainment.
All right, listen, man, we got a special treat for you right now. This is a little tour de force that we've only done a couple times in front of strangers. And it starts off kind of quiet, so if everybody just kind of relax, take a few deep breaths, think about your eventual end and what's going to happen tonight. And we'll try and do something good to your head, right, man? I don't know if you are aware of it, but this whole evening is being taped for eternity and beyond that, too. Don't worry, the operation won't take long and you'll be much better in the morning.
Jim Morrison liked to describe a Doors concert as a public meeting for dramatic discussion. When we perform, we're participating in the creation of a world, and we celebrate that with the crowd.
Is everybody in? Is everybody in? Is everybody in? The ceremony is about to begin.
Wake up! Is every number where it was? Has this dream stopped?
That call to order launched 1,000 Doors concerts and shook the minds of millions of fans. Now, 3 decades after their music first pierced the airwaves, they are as relevant, provocative, and influential as ever. The Doors, Jim Morrison vocals, Ray Manzarek keyboards, John Densmore drums, and Robby Krieger on guitar. A band in the literal and romantic sense of the word. To quote their producer Paul Rothchild, they were equal points of a musical diamond. Today, we have most of that rare gem with us to talk about the phenomenon that is the Doors.
When the music's over, when the music's over, yeah. When the music's over, turn up the lights, turn up the lights, turn up the lights.
I'm Jim Ladd, and for the next 3 hours, I'll be talking with Ray Manzarek, John Densmore, and Robby Krieger. We came together on a Sunday evening in Malibu, California, in celebration of the Doors box set. 4 CDs that will knock you out. This isn't a collection of greatest hits. This is the Doors. Real, shocking, fascinating, and entertaining. A stellar concert from New York, early demos, electrifying live performances, and some band favorites. It's all there, and we're going to hear it and talk about it. There's one thing you can always count on from the Doors: honesty. So prepare yourself for an intimate, no-holds-barred trip through the doors of perception. And remember, we're doing it without a safety net. We were promised to kind of call the spirits into the room in a proper fashion.
Yes,
we will have a little drum concert, and then we will begin.
Yes. All right. Wait a minute. Wait, don't do time yet.
People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven when you're down. When you're strange, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange, no one remembers your name. When you're strange, when you're strange, when you're strange. People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Women seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven when you're down. When you're strange, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange, no one remembers your name. When you're strange, when you're strange, when you're strange. Alright, yeah.
Okay, we're going to. I'm going to start right at the top here with you guys. And this is so much like the Doors. Disc 1, cut 1. You dive right into the maelstrom of Miami. No, don't take a breath. Just boom. Here we go. My first question is, why start with this track where Jim is obviously antagonizing and baiting the audience?
It's real. It's reality. That's where what the Doors were, and that's what Jim was doing that night, is trying to make the audience see reality.
I mean, is the word inciting to riot too strong? Is it off the point?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he had just come from L.A. where he had witnessed a play called, what was it called?
Paradise Now.
Right, by the Living Theater.
By the Living Theater of Julian Beck and Judith Molina.
All right, and they had some nakedness in that play. This was before hair or anything.
They also had lines like, they'd go through the audience sort of in G-strings saying, no passports, no visas, no boundaries, no borders, stuff like that. Very confrontative.
So basically, I think Jim was inciting not to riot, but inciting to freedom. He was daring 14,000 young people to be free. And the authorities and the powers that be would not have Jim Morrison inciting to freedom. And he was ultimately arrested. Ironically, 4 days after the event.
5-1, baby, 1 in 5. No one here gets out alive now. You get yours, I get mine. Gonna make it, baby, if we try. Yeah, come on. Pushed around. Maybe you love it. Maybe you love getting your face stuck in this. Come on. You love it, don't you? You love it. You're all a bunch of slaves. Letting everybody push you around. What are you gonna do about it? 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 What are you gonna do?
There's nothing more dangerous than to ask someone to be free.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course,
yeah.
because that means you're going to throw off the boundaries, the chains of your religion.
Especially if you're,
And you cannot do that.
No.
especially if you're too blatant about it, you know.
Exactly.
I don't think he wanted them to, riot there. I think he wanted them all to go home and riot. Think about it when they got home. And I remember we were looking out the window, Ray and I, and going, God, musically it wasn't too good, but can you feel the energy in those people in those cars going home? They were so stirred up.
Yeah, they were really stirred up. It was great. It was a great concert in terms of working up the audience and stirring them up. Jim, however, was inebriated. He was intoxicated. He had missed his flight in L.A. and had had a couple of drinks, and then the plane stopped in New Orleans, and he had a couple of drinks there. And then by the time he got to Miami, he had a couple of drinks. He was looped. And he was going to do the Living Theater, Jim Morrison's version of the Living Theater. He was going to not take his clothes off, not whip it out. He never, to the best of my knowledge, I never saw it. I never saw that ivory shaft. That huge member of his was never was never exposed.
All right, and we would have noticed it if
I think you would.
Oh, well, he would have tripped.
Well, I dig on in down about an hour ago. Took a look around, they went with a wind blow. With a little girl in a Hollywood bungalow. Are you a lucky little lady in the city of light? Or did you know the lost angel? City of night. City of night. City of night. City of night. Woo! Come on!
with fire. If they say I never loved you, you know they are a liar. Driving down your freeway, midnight alleys roam, cops in cars, the topless bars, never saw a woman so alone, so alone, so alone, so alone. Motel money, glitter madness, but ain't a move from glad to sadness. Mr. Mojo Rising, Mr. Mojo Rising, Mr. Mojo Rising, Mr. Mojo Rising, got to keep on rising. Mr. Mojo Rising, Mr. Mojo Rising, Mojo Rising, got the Mojo Rising, Mr. Mojo Rising, got to keep on rising, riding, riding, on riding, riding, on riding, riding, I got to riding, riding, hey, riding, riding, I got whoa, yeah, right, oh, yeah. Well, she got in a down about an hour ago. Took a look around, see which way the wind blows. With a little girl in a Hollywood bungalow. Are you a lucky little lady in the city of light? Or just another long thing, yo? City of night. City of night. City of night. City of night. Wow. Oh.
The Doors, striving in their short time together to fuse poetry, theater, and music. The quest began on a beach in Venice, California in 1965. Soon they were performing on the Sunset Strip and then signed to Elektra Records, a folk music company back then. We can call the Doors a lot of things, but I don't think folkies is one of them. I'm Jim Ladd. In just a moment, we're going into the recording studio with Jim, Ray, Robbie, and John, plus their engineer Bruce Botnick and producer Paul Rothschild. It's the Doors, without a safety net.
Here's who the Doors are: chaos, madness, coolness, and everything in between, and that's what's going to come up on the next 4 discs.
Those 4 discs Ray Manzarek is talking about are Without a Safety Net, Live in New York, The Future Ain't What It Used to Be, and Band Favorites. I'm Jim Ladd, and I'm lucky enough to be here with you and Ray, John Densmore, and Robby Krieger. It's a celebration of the Doors.
All right, baby, gonna love ya. When I was just a little boy, at the age of 5, I went to sleep. I heard my mama and papa talking. She said, we gotta stop that boy. He's getting too far out. He's going wild. We gotta stop that child. And I lay there listening, feeling bad. You know, people, I was feeling bad.
This is not, how you doing, Denver? Great to be here. I mean, this is a really, I mean, you're immediately sucked into a moment where, wow, what is this guy going to do? This is a dangerous moment here. This is not a pre-planned. This is not premeditated. This is not scripted. This is happening, and you get that hit off of it in 1997. I mean, that's a pretty.
I think, when we put out our live albums before, we never would have put this out, because musicianship is kind of weird and the sound is terrible, but you can just picture the reality of the situation, and that's why we put it first on the album, because we wanted to grab the listener and say, we want you guys to hear some stuff that we may never have released in the past, but because it will give you a glimpse of how the Doors really were, we're going to let you see it.
And you may not hear anything like this today. You may not go to a concert and hear anything quite like what Jim was doing in Miami on that March 1st, 1969.
Well, it's too, I don't think anybody would even think of doing it. It's too sanitized. It's too professional. It's too, organized.
Yeah. I'm a little worried about housewives who at Christmas time want to get their box set gift, I don't know, for their hubby, and they take it home, and you're a bunch of idiots, blah, blah, blah. But I got to say, I think it was Bruce Spotnick's idea to put it first. And I want to thank him for that. Let's shock them. Let's get down. It's a great idea.
She by my baby, she come around. She come around here. The head to the ground. Come around here. At just about midnight, she'll make me feel so good, make me feel alright. She come round my street now, she come to my house and knock upon my door, climbing up my stairs, 1, 2, 3, come on up, baby. Here she is in my room. Oh, boy. Hey, what's your name? How old are you? Where'd you go to school? Uh-huh, yeah. Uh-huh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, Well, now that we know each other a little bit better, why don't you come over here? Make me feel alright.
Rothschild. I mean, we didn't ask for him; it just happened that way, you know, which is pretty weird.
Yeah, serendipity. And Rothschild always said no gimmicks, which may be one of the reasons Doors sound stands up today. It was pure sound, no gimmicks. Paul always said no gimmicks. He just wouldn't. He wouldn't
Except for
allow
the reverse tape, reversing the tape, of course.
that. Well, that had to be done because we were
We were
gone
backwards
mad.
type of people.
But he said no wah wah. No
Right.
wah-wah guitar, you know.
Well, that's a good point because obviously guitars have gone through different phases and fads, but you're not hearing the fuzz tone, which would kind of date it, you know.
Right. No psychedelic garage rock fuzz tone, none of that. We didn't use any Hammond organ until much later. And Rothschild always said, no gimmicks. No, let's not do gimmicks, man. Just make it pure, make it classic. And Botnick recorded the sound to the utmost best of his abilities. And we tried to play to the best of our abilities.
Yeah.
That's a Doors record.
You mean eat your dinner, eat your pork and beans. I eat more chicken than any man ever seen. Yeah, yeah. I'm a backdoor man. Don't know what the little girl understand. Well, I'm a backdoor man. I'm a backdoor man. Oh, baby, I'm a backdoor man. Don't know what the little girls understand.
If you read through any history of the Doors, there are a number of names that keep popping up. Their fan and later manager, Danny Sugarman, their engineer, Bruce Botnick, who worked with them from their very first session on, and their producer, Paul Rothschild.
A great guy, a great human being, an excellent producer. Jack introduced us to him.
A raconteur.
Yeah, was he
telling
really?
you. Oh, yeah.
And a real genius. I mean, he knew stuff about everything. You know, he could speak on any subject.
Loved life in all aspects.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He was great to work with.
Kind of, I guess, overdid the cancer sticks, but I think that's what got him.
Yeah, ultimately lung cancer. That's what did him in. Yeah, but he was an excellent human being and a great producer, and really helped, as John said, really helped the Doors in the initial phases, initial stages of recording when we were virgins about making records. And our first recording was the first Doors album was on 4-track. Second Doors album was on 8-track. So the difference between the 4-track and the 8-track for us in the recording studio was we turned into mad scientists. We could do anything we wanted. Backwards piano, crazy stuff. I played an entire song backwards. I read from the bottom right-hand side of the page, bottom right, across right to left, and up to the next line, up, and finished on the upper left-hand side.
Are you serious?
Is that My Eyes Are Seeing?
No, that was on Your Lost Unhappy Girl. On
Unhappy Girl. Right.
Just to get that sucking sound, you know?
Wait a minute, rather than play it through and then play it backwards, you
you reverse the tape.
Flip the tape.
Play the song backwards. Ray records the song backwards.
Wow.
The chords all backwards. You flip the tape back and play it forwards. And the piano comes out.
Exactly.
But playing the right changes.
Oh, wow.
So it becomes a percussion instrument.
That's frightening.
We went insane.
Yeah.
We were totally insane. And Paul and Bruce just drove us.
Paul and Bruce were the fifth Doors.
Unhappy girl, left all alone, playing solitaire, playing one into your soul. You are locked in a prison of your own device, and you can't believe what it does to me. See you crying, unhappy girl, tear your web away, saw through all your bars, melt yourself today. You are caught in a prison of your own device. Unhappy girl, fly fast away. Don't miss your chance to swim in mystery. You are dying in a prison of your own device.
You're listening to The Doors without a safety net. I'm Jim Ladd, and I'll be back with a spontaneous spoken word performance from Ray, John, and Robbie right after this. Stay tuned.
Jim was a real, I think he was an A student in English, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah.
And
Man had an IQ of 147.
is that all?
Is that all?
I thought it was
Robbie's
What is yours?
166, I thought.
What's
No,
yours?
I thought Jim's was 160 something.
Oh, well, let's go to 200. No, seriously.
I don't know.
What's yours,
147.
Robbie?
Mine's 98.
Get out.
98.
You lying dog.
Yeah, there's a camaraderie there you just can't ignore. I'm Jim Ladd, back with those scholars, Robby Krieger, John Densmore, and Ray Manzarek. The Doors box set is being delivered to record stores as we speak, so we're giving you the inside story on what inspired the songs, the performances, and some of the madness.
Riders on the storm, riders on the storm. Into this house we're born, into this world we're thrown. Like a dog without a bone, an actor out alone. Riders on the storm. There's a killer on the road. His brain is squirming like a toad. Take a long holiday. Let your children play. If you give this man a ride, sweet family will die. Killer on the road. you gotta love your man. Take him by the hand, make him understand. The world on you depends, our life will never end. Gotta love your man, yeah.
Jim Morrison was a poet. Basically, the Doors are a rock and roll band behind a poet. It's like poetry and jazz, like the Beatniks did, like the Greeks did 3,000 years ago. A poet, Euripides, reciting with a lyre behind him or with a chorus singing or something behind him in some Greek mode or another. We're doing exactly the same thing. It's poetry and improvisational music. It's not jazz. It's rock and roll, but it's got jazz flavor, flamenco from Robbie's guitar, classical from my studies. So if you know anything about poetry at all or have any appreciation for it, poetry or literature, it'll add to your enjoyment of the Doors in that you'll realize that Jim Morrison is using a quote from Celine, and the Doors' name comes from William Blake. If the doors of perception were cleansed, man would see things as they truly are, infinite. Aldous Huxley then writes a book called The Doors of Perception. Jim Morrison says, let's call the band The Doors, So it just adds a little richness, a little depth to it. And you don't have to know anything about literature to enjoy The Doors, but if you do, it's going to make it a heck of a lot more fun.
Riders on the storm, riders on the storm. Into this house we're born, into this world we're thrown. Like a dog without a bone, an actor out on loan. Riders on the storm.
Ray's behind me noodling the song Black Train, which starts out with a jam on Mystery Train, referring to a funeral train. It goes away to India and finally arrives at the crossroads. Funerals were held at crossroads because the person dying is crossing over to the other world. Crossroads can also signify a collision of different perspectives, like the weight of ideas in Jim's head, i.e., I got the H-bomb on my mind. Reminds me of another line in Jim's that I love. I had a splitting headache from which the future is made. The song could be the meeting place of Western civilization. Elvis's version of Mystery Train is a classic, and Eastern Thought, Away in India. Although it wasn't conscious, we just, jammed on these sections like a living pot of gumbo. At the end, the sorcerer releases us from the train ride with, I woke up this morning, got nothing on my mind. The self-described soul of a clown says, I took you through all that, but what I'm really saying is, just kidding. Jim loved to play this one. Take it out, Ray.
Ladies and gentlemen, a performance that is not available on the box set. That was just for us. Also coming up for our ears only, Ray blasts Oliver Stone, PBS bails out the Doors, and Bill Graham apologizes. It's the Doors without a safety net. Don't go anywhere. The Doors. They lost their poet in 1971, but they have never lost their magic. You're listening to Without a Safety Net, Westwood One Entertainment's celebration of this audacious American band. I'm Jim Ladd.
Well, I'll tell you a story of whiskey and mystics and men. Da-da-da. And about the believers and how the whole thing began. Da-da-da. First there were women and children obeying the moon. Da-da-da. Then daylight brought wisdom and fever and sickness too soon. Da-da-da. You can try to remind me instead of the other you can. Da-da-da.
Morrison comes from a long line of sea people. You know, Morrison's father was an admiral, and there was a Morrison on the Bounty, mutiny on the Bounty. I think the third mate was Morrison.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, is that true?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. Rebellious sailors, you know. So that's what Jim is singing about, whiskey, mystics, and men. You know, he's singing a song of the sea.
When I was back there in seminary school, there was a person there who put forth the proposition that you can petition the Lord with prayer. Petition the Lord with prayer. Petition the Lord with prayer.
You cannot petition the Lord with prayer.
Can you give me sanctuary? I must find a place to hide, a place for me to hide. Can you find me soft asylum? I can't make it anymore. The man is is to sleep and the other is travel to town. One is up and up in the hills. One is to love your neighbor till his wife gets home. Nursery bones, winter women throwing stones, carrying babies to the river. Streets and shoes, avenues, leather riders selling news. The monk bought lunch. Yeah, he bought a little bit. He ate it. All right. Now, this is the best part of the trip. This is the part I really like. Really like it, yeah. All right.
The Soft Parade is from PBS television when we couldn't perform virtually anywhere in America. The only places we were allowed to perform were Los Angeles, San Francisco, and New York City. This is right after Miami. We had a tour booked, and every single city, we had 20 cities booked, every city canceled after Miami. We were not allowed to play anywhere. We couldn't play anywhere in America. So PBS wanted to do and fortunately wanted to do a TV show about us, and had a series, and I can't remember what the series was called, but it was 3 or 4 disc jockeys and radio personalities or critics would get together and comment on rock groups or jazz groups or folky kind of people after they performed. So they wanted the Doors to do exactly the same
Rock
thing.
Forum, I think, or something.
Okay,
like
there you go, something like that. And we did the Soft Parade, a rarely performed song, and it was great that they were able to record it. And it's a great version of the Soft Parade from PBS television.
Bill Graham was the first major promoter to step up after all of this and say, come on, I'll hire you, wasn't he?
Always a good guy, Bill Graham. And Bill Graham was the producer of the co-producer of the Doors movie. And Bill Graham, I talked to Bill Graham on the phone, and he said he was the only one who actually said, I hated the movie. I'm sorry.
Did he really?
He said, I'm sorry, Ray.
Bill Graham said, I'm sorry?
Bill Graham said, I'm sorry.
The Soft Parade has now begun.
I really object to the Oliver Stone movie about the Doors and that whole Buick commercial. In that the Buick, we were approached by Buick to use Light My Fire, and it was a nice little car. I rather liked the idea. It was an Opel, the little Buick Opel, little 4-cylinder, 2-seater car. I still see them on the road occasionally. And I always thought it would have been an interesting idea to hook up with an environmentally correct automobile. Jim said, let's not do it. Don't. I said, this is a good little car. He said, sure, it's a good little car, but it's Buick, man. You don't go to bed with those fat cats in the top hats. Think they're an aristocrat. Well, that's crap. I said, well, all right, you're right, man. You're probably right. And then Oliver Stone in the movie has a whole commercial in which it's a Ford. Light My Fire is playing in a Ford commercial, and then Jim, and I especially object to this, Jim throws the television set at me, or at Kyle. I was like, what is this, man? This never happened. Jim never threw a TV set at me.
Right.
Why? Come on, Oliver, what in the hell are you trying to do with this movie? And he was obviously making up the story. So the Oliver Stone movie, for those of you who
it plays good,
it
plays good in a movie to have some tension between the
band. But he was
stuff.
afraid to have the tension between the band and the establishment, because then he would have to go head-to-head with the powers that be. And at the time, he was beholden to the powers that be when he was actually in Vietnam and had volunteered to go to Vietnam to kill.
Woo! Get down, Ray.
Down.
Excuse me. Yeah, I always say, I go around to colleges and perform, and they always ask me what I think of the Oliver Stone movie. And I always say I don't remember those naked girls running up on stage.
Love me 2 times, baby. Love me twice today. Love me 2 times, girl. I'm gone away. Love me 2 times, girl. 1 for tomorrow, 1 just for today. Love me 2 times. I'm gone away. Love me 1 time, could not speak. Love me 1 time, yeah, my knees got weak. Love me 2 times, girl. Loves me all through the week. Love me 2 times, I'm gone away. Love me 2 times, I'm gone away. Oh, yeah! Love me 1 time, could not speak. Love me 1 time, baby. Yeah, my knees got weak. Love me 2 times, girl. Loves me all through the week. Love me 2 times, I'm gone away. Love me 2 times, babe. Love me twice today. Love me 2 times, babe. 'Cause I'm gone away. Love me 2 times, girl. 1 for tomorrow, 1 just for today. Love me 2 times, I'm gone away. Love me 2 times, I'm gone away. Love me 2 times, I'm gone away.
I'm Jim Ladd. You know, the Doors have been described as the musical equivalent of a ritual sacrifice, an amplified sex throb, a wounded yet somehow elegant yowl for the lost soul of America. That's from a review by author Tom Robbins back in 1967. We'll hear the live music that inspired that prose right after this. The Doors, Without a Safety Net. We're back with a live track from their new box set, recorded live at Madison Square Garden in 1970.
Don't play to the light show. The light show follows you. You don't play to the light show. You don't hit your cues because you've got some strobes and some lights to go off. Let the light man follow you, you know. You've got to have that opportunity to go into the danger of improvisation.
Or just play it safe, but then have a couple sections in your songs where you're going to take some risks and not
nothing like
plan so, and see what happens. And then you can go back.
That's the nature of music. State the theme, then go into the danger. Go into your improvisation.
Yeah, but other than the Doors and the Grateful Dead, I can't think of another band I've ever seen that had the attitude of, well, we'll just throw ourselves right off the edge and see what I mean, we're just going to
right, yeah.
right off the cliff, and if we make it, we make
If we fly, we fly, and
Right.
if we don't, man, we're goners. You're right, Jim.
Right.
Yeah, that's possible.
I'll keep you wild on the road, you hand upon the wheel. I'll keep you eyes on the lady, Ashen lady, give up your vows, give up your vows, save our city, save our city right now. Yeah, I woke up this morning, I got myself a beer. When I woke up this morning, I got myself a beer. Future done setting and the end is always near. Let it roll, baby, roll. Let it roll, baby, roll. Let it roll, baby, roll. Let it roll all night long.
What do I
asked-
mean by the fear?
Shouldn't have asked that.
I think we
Go
all,
ahead, Ray.
Yeah. I think we all know what the fear is, except we won't acknowledge it. It's the existential dread. It's that the horror and the terror of being alive on the planet and not being plugged into the energy, the telluric force, the divine
pardon?
energy of the sun. The telluric force is the
Telluric?
energy that goes around the planet. It revolves around the planet. It may have something to even do with gravity, but it's a psychic force, a psychic energy that revolves around the planet. That's the mound builders were into it, and the Hopewell Indian snake mounds were an attempt to help capture the telluric force. Not being in harmony with God, the sun, and your own inner Jungian spirit will give you the fear and that existential dread. We all have it. Except in those days, people weren't afraid to talk about it. Certainly Allen Ginsberg talking to William Burroughs saying that, I've got the fear. And Burroughs knew exactly what he was talking about. And Burroughs writes him a letter saying, well, you've got the fear. So what? Who scared you? That's where the song comes from. Who scared you?
Who scared you? Why were you born, my babe? Into time's arms with all of your charms, my love. Why were you born just to play with me? To freak out or to be beautiful, my dear? Load your head, blow it up, feeling good, baby. Load your head, blow it up, feeling good, baby.
Wait a minute. You know, this is what I don't understand about you guys. Rock and roll is a business. It's show business. It's lights. It's, you know, selling tickets. It's T-shirts. Where do you get off trying to push self-enlightenment and helping people find a deeper meaning in life? I mean, isn't that really, like, not your responsibility? What the hell are you doing here? Okay.
You do what you gotta do. Come on, world. Let's go.
Are you ready to break on through? Ready to meet the Atman and the Shaman? Let's see if we can shake your personal doors off the hinges. Right after this.
All deserters will be shot at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. So get yourselves together and quit messing around.
The Doors, without a safety net. You weren't expecting something safe, were you? We're going to travel together for another hour. And as William Blake and Jim Morrison like to say, the road of excess leads to the Palace of Wisdom.
Now the Doors, here they are with their newest hit record. Well, we're gonna stop the show. We're gonna stop the show. Hello, Detroit. Hello, Salt Lake. Hello, Washington, D.C. How you doing? Minneapolis, how you doing? Hey, Seattle, nice to see ya. Dallas, Texas, hi, y'all.
Hello to the cities. What the hell is going on here?
That's a good question, Jim. What is going on in Jim Morrison's mind here? We got to stop the show. We start playing Roadhouse Blues, and Jim says, we got to stop the show. And we do, you know. And then he starts saying hello to all these cities. I have no idea what was
his sense of humor. It was his sense of humor. You know,
I mean,
that was funny to him.
We're going to break on through here. This is the first and last date of a European tour that never happened. Explain what's going on in the life of the Doors during this period when this song is recorded.
Jim's on trial. This is smack dab in the middle of the Miami trial. We had this gig booked at the Isle of Wight, and we also tried to book a whole European tour. This was before the Miami incident happened. And the judge gave us 5 days off. He said, you can have 5 days off and go play your engagement and be back here, and that's all there is to it. So right in the middle of the trial, kada-boom, we jump on a BOAC at the time, British Overseas Air Carrier, from Miami to London, fly to London, take this little plane to the Isle of Wight, and, had 2 days there to play the Isle of Wight.
Jimi Hendrix was on the plane with us, by the way, on the flight from New York to Europe.
Wow.
And he was saying to me, listen, man, if you guys score first when you get to London, call me up, and if I score first, I'll call you guys, okay?
Jimmy.
He kept repeating that.
Okay.
Over
Jimmy.
and over.
Little anecdote there.
So this is actually the last recorded, the last live performance of the Doors ever recorded.
Period.
Yes.
You know today destroyed the night. Night divides the day. Tried to run, tried to hide. Bring on through to the other side. Bring on through to the other side. Bring on through to the other side. Shake top, lay your head. Dug out chair there.
Break On Through today is almost played like a single on FM radio, which is wonderful in one way, in that a lot of people are hearing it. It's great for you guys. You get the royalties. In another way, it's sad because it becomes almost too familiar, especially for what this song is about. And what I'm trying to get to is, I want you to talk about the phenomenon of what Break On Through means, and is it possible to explain what this song means to someone who has never done it?
What does it mean to you, Jim?
I'm here to ask the questions, John. Thank you. It does mean something to me because I've done it. And part of the reason I did it was you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa.
One of the reasons I ever did it was I listened to this song and I went, what the hell are they talking about? And someone suggested that there may be a way to find out, and I did.
Did it?
Did
I'm
it.
curious.
And I know that it may change for everyone, but you know what we're all dancing around here.
Jim's gift of writing lyrics so universal, there's a multitude of interpretations. Eddie Vedder said to me, whenever I hear this song, I get chills. Now, I don't know what his it was, and I'm not sure I know what the song means to this day, but I love playing drums to it. It's percussive.
Obviously, it was Jim's whole philosophy. It was break on through the other side. You know, try to get through the bullshit into the, the real stuff that, the not the everyday stuff, but. And if it takes LSD to get there, that's okay,
Or if it's a Zen Buddhist, it's just breaking on through to that cleaner, purer realm.
Ray?
There are psychedelic substances on the planet that will open the doors of perception, that will aid in the opening of the doors of perception. I do not recommend that you take them. I, however, have taken them. I would advise you to practice celibacy and to abstain from premarital sex and to always wear a condom and to do all those things that your religious and political leaders want you to do and consume, everyone, consume. However, if you do ingest LSD, you will break on through to the other side, the doors of perception will be cleansed, and you no longer will be a slave. You will become the master of your own destiny. And I think that's what Jim Morrison is talking about. Become your own pilot. Become the master. You are the master. You are the oneness. You can emulate. You can find the Christ within you. You are the Buddha. I and the Father am one, Jesus said. And then he went on to say, the kingdom of heaven is within you. That's what the psychedelic substances do. You break through the walls and the barriers, tear down the web of Maya, and become a free man, a free woman on the planet.
Before you slip into unconsciousness, I'd like to have another kiss, another flashing chance at bliss, another kiss, another kiss. The days are bright and filled with pain, enclose me in your gentle rain. The time you ran was too insane. We'll meet again. We'll meet again. The streets are fields that never die. deliver me from reasons why you'd rather cry. I'd rather fly. The crystal ship is being filled. 1,000 girls, 1,000 thrills, 1,000,000 ways to spend your time. When we get back, I'll drop the line.
The Shaman, a medicine man who works with the supernatural as a priest and as a doctor. Much has been said and written about Jim Morrison as a shaman, as the Lizard King, as the charismatic and demonic poet who taunted us to break on through. Well, in just a moment, we're going to hear from Morrison in a rare interview with Jim recorded in 1969. We'll hear his thoughts on rock, Miami, heroes, and beer. Stick around. I'm Jim Ladd, and we're back with The Doors without a safety net.
The world on fire. Taxi from Africa, the Grand Hotel. He was drunk. A big party last night. Going back in all directions, sleeping these insane hours. I'll never wake up in a good mood again. I'm sick of these stinky boots.
James Douglas Morrison would have been 54 this December. We didn't have the chance to watch Jim mature into middle age. Instead, he remains a young legend, a mystical collection of memories, song lyrics, poetry, and police reports. Jim balancing on the ledge over Hollywood Boulevard. Jim arrested for profanity and indecent exposure in Miami. Jim mesmerizing the crowd in New York. Jim escaping to Paris to write. Now, what you're about to hear is Jim captured on tape on a sunny California morning in 1969. He's at the home of a friend, and you'll hear the voice of his love, Pamela Curson, in the background.
Well, I was saying rock was dead years ago. I think probably it was not. See, what rock means to me is, for example, in one period, 20 or 30 years ago, jazz was the kind of music people went to in large crowds to dance to and move around to. Mm-hmm. And then rock and roll replaced that, and then another generation came along and they called it rock. Well, that's, what we call rock. The new generation of kids that will come along in a few years will swarm together and they'll have a new name for it. Yeah, it'll be the same. It'll be just the kind of music that people like to go out and get it on to. But each generation wants new symbols, new people, and new names for what they want to divorce themselves from the preceding generation. So they won't call it rock. They'll invent some new name for it. Don't you think?
Well, I've been down so goddamn long that it looks like up to me. Well, I've been down so very damn long that it looks like up to me. Yeah, why give your love to me. Oh yeah.
Why have you gotten fat, Jim? That's the question we're discussing.
Well,
How have you managed to get so hefty?
He says he's fat.
Yeah, you filled out a little bit.
Yeah.
You sure? I'm not complaining. Yeah. Is there some poetic reason for that?
Let's see. I guess it's just a natural aging process. Yeah, I would say if you performed a lot and sweated a lot and moved around, you'd probably keep
What's really drinking
trimming.
now?
I drink a lot of beer.
You still do? Yeah,
When I'm recording, especially. Because if you drink hard liquor when you're recording, pretty soon you're so out of it you can't do anything anymore. But beer, it gives you a little energy and you can keep going all night. You know, and beer is really puts on the pounds. Wore on it. There were no great ideals at stake.
What grounds were you talking about the possibility of that case breaking?
I thought it might become just like a basic American issue of freedom of speech and the right of anyone with a personal viewpoint to state their ideas in public and receive a hearing without legal pressure being put on them. In fact, my lawyer made a brilliant speech partway through the trial in which he traced the origin of freedom of speech and which goes side by side with the origin of drama, actually. The right of a dramatist to, or an artist to state his views without coming under legal pressure. And it was a brilliant summary of that historical process, but it didn't have any effect on the outcome at all.
Wait until the war is over and we're both a little older. The unknown soldier. Red Breakfast where the news is read, television, children fed, unborn living, living dead. Bullet strikes the helmet's head, and it's all over for the unknown soldier. It's all over for the unknown soldier. Make a grave for the unknown soldier, nestled in your hollow shoulder. The unknown soldier. Breakfast where the news is read, television, children fed. Bullet strikes the helmet's head. It's all over. The war is over. It's all over. War is over. You don't love me. Oh, my baby. Oh, yeah.
What the people want is they want an artist or a band to come along that's just totally casting aside all the past and all the business associations. They have to give the impression we're doing this for a reason. It's not because we're out here to make a lot of bread off you people, you know.
Well, I think,
Don't you think?
I don't know, because
They want to see him drive big cars or something and you know, live well. But I think they want to feel that the group is a part of their community rather than something that's being laid on from somewhere else.
You know the best thing in life is free. You can give it to the birds and bees. I want some money. Yeah, yeah. I want some money. Yeah, yeah. You love will give me such a chill, but your love can't pay my bills. I want some money. Yeah.
were talking about the like the heroes in the 20s were the movie stars, and then in the 30s sports figures.
Were great heroes during that period.
Yeah, but not. I mean, real mass heroes. And then the musicians were heroes, and I thought it could be, like maybe political activists could be the new heroes. But you know what could be the new hero? I just got a flash. It could be a journalist. I'm not a journalist, but an editor, a crusading young hip editor of a magazine.
Was right on about everything that was,
But I mean, was way ahead,
Yeah, he'd have to be. He'd have to be as far out as any hero. In his own, in everything.
Like to create a magazine or a newspaper, a new one that was so successful that it could influence the whole world.
The movie will begin in 5 moments, the mindless voice announced. All those unseated will await the next show. We filed slowly, languidly into the hall. The auditorium was vast and silent. As we seated and were darkened, the voice continued. The program for this evening is not new. You have seen this entertainment through and through. You've seen your birth, your life and death. You might recall all of the rest. Did you have a good world when you died? Enough to base a movie on? Getting out of here. Where are you going? To the other side of morning.
Jim Morrison. We'll be back with more music from the Doors right after this.
Did you know all nuns are 42 and their eyes are blue? Did you know all tablecloths are white in France? Did you know women wear underpants? Well, they do.
And you thought they were always serious. I'm Jim Ladd, back with our celebration of the Doors without a safety net.
Now once I had a little game, I like to crawl back in my brain. I think you know the game I mean. Well, I mean the game. Don't go insane, no! Try this little game. Just close your eyes, forget your name, forget the world, forget the people, and we'll erect a different steeple.
Did you actually include this song on the demo when you walked into the record company?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, man.
Absolutely.
What the hell were you thinking?
Well, it was a Twilight Zone. It had that kind of outer limits. It was kind of like the Outer Limits or something. It had that pling, 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 pling. And it was a very cute little lyric. I thought the lyric was...
Ray!
And then I played it for a guy at Liberty Records who will go nameless. He threw me out of the office.
I'll bet.
He just said, "Get out of here.
Yeah.
Just get the hell out of my office with your long hair and your sick lyrics." I said, "But look, it's like..." And this guy had a song that was a hit, something like that, with the pling, plinky, pling, 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 some kind of outer space song. I forget what it was called. It was an instrumental. I said, and he hated the first 2 or 3 songs, and then he said, "This is awful." I said, "Play the last one. Play the last one. It's like your outer space song. You kind of like it. I think you like it. And the lyrics are kind of cute." Cute. He was going to strangle me.
I remember when you told me that story and I couldn't believe it. I thought, oh, Ray, if he didn't like the first couple, I guess
yeah. Well, I figured I was in his office and he was a big A&R man. I'd try anything, man. But
that
boy.
was before I was in the band.
Don't you love her badly? Don't you need her badly? Don't you love her ways? Tell me what you say. Don't you love her badly? Wanna be her daddy? Don't you love her face? Don't you love her as she's walking
Actually, a lot of Jim's songs were goodbye songs to girlfriends before Pam. It's certainly what Summer's Almost Gone is about. And the end was a goodbye song to...
That's right.
Actually, the end was to Mary Werbelow.
And Unhappy Girl was to Mary Werbelow.
And Unhappy Girl was for Mary Werbelow. Maybe.
Boy.
I don't know. It's hard to say.
Mary, we owe her, don't we?
Yeah. Mary's breakup with Jim resulted in some great songs.
Boy.
Yeah.
Wow.
She was gorgeous.
She was.
Oh, what a body. This girlfriend of his from Florida was just, she was Miss Gazzari's of 1966. She was the queen of the Sunset Strip and danced under the name of the dynamic Mary Frances. And she wore those fringed kind of go-go, and they did the shimmy, shimmy, shake, cocoa bop. God, could she do it, man. This chick was absolutely gorgeous.
I
God
saw
bless
her
you.
about 5-10 years ago, yeah.
Dennis was always crazy for her. Dennis Jacob, our Nietzschean, insane Nietzschean friend.
I saw her later, too. And he says, well, Jim, she looks like us. Oh,
that's thank you for destroying my my little fantasy. I was going there with Ray's description, and
well, she was still gorgeous. I mean, she's still she's a gorgeous woman, you know.
Sure, she is.
But she's 50. Has she written a book? Has she done a book of nude photos? I don't care about the story. I want to see her naked.
Well, she's fashionably lean, and she's fashionably late. She'll never rank a scene. She'll never break a day. But she's no drag, just watch the way she walks. She's a 20th century fox. She's a 20th century fox. No cares, no fears, no ruin, years, no clock. She's a 20th century fox. Oh, yeah. She's the queen of cool, and she's the lady who waits. Sends her mindless school, it never hesitates. She won't waste time on elementary talk. 'Cause she's a 20th century fox. She's a 20th century fox. Got the world locked up inside a plastic box. She's a 20th century fox. 20th century fox. 20th century fox. She's a 20th century fox.
All hail the American night. What was that? I don't know. Sounds like guns, thunder.
After the death of Jim Morrison, the remaining Doors, Ray Manzarek, John Densmore, and Robby Krieger, went into the studio and created music to enhance Jim's poetry. The result was the album An American Prayer, released in 1978. For the brand new box set, they did something similar. They had a vocal Jim had recorded in 1970 at the piano. The band created music to go with it, and we have the first new Doors song in 2 decades. Of course, it didn't happen quite that simply.
Bird of prey, flying high,
in the summer sky. Bird of prey, flying high, gently pass on by. Bird of prey, flying high, am I going to die? Bird of prey, flying high, take me on your flight.
American Prayer Sessions, a bird flew in the room while we were working. I went, okay.
The very first day that we got together to talk about the session, a bird came in and a sparrow fluttered around the room.
How it got in the house, we don't know.
The very first day.
Yeah, with John, Robbie, me, Bruce, John Haney, and maybe one or two other people. I forget who else might have been there, but certainly the four of us. And that spirit of, the bird came in.
And as most people will probably know, many religions on the planet see birds as the symbol of the soul.
Exactly. And there it was, fluttering around in the room. And, it was, okay, you guys, you're going to have a lot of work cut out for you. But if you want to do it, go ahead and do it, because I'm with you. Whereas in the Orange County Suite was just one song, so Jim could come in and mess with the plugs a little bit, just to give us a little elbow in the ribs, knowing we only had 4 minutes of music to put down rather than a whole album. So Robbie finally figured the whole thing out and put it back together. And we did a rehearsal. And
figured the electronics out.
Yeah, figured out exactly. And then we had it. I mean, we knew what we wanted to do.
We were excited. Then we went in. Go ahead, take it, Robbie. Then it got harder.
Then it got hard.
Then we were trying to, keep play to this track of Jim and his piano.
The thing is, there's 3 sections, and he changes.
Interrupting, please. I'm trying to.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
It's like an Abbott and Costello routine here, for Christ's sake.
Well, you said I started it first.
First, we did try to we tried to play to this thing, and it was so tough because it was, the timing was just bad.
I was gonna say.
So we told Bruce Botnick, our wonderful engineer, we said, take this and put it in the computer or do something and make it on time more, So he did that, and he made it better, but it still wasn't perfect, But and then finally we were able to at least work with it. And it was great. It was John put some great.
Then we were able to put the magic on. After all of this Hazarai went down, then we were able to put Doors' magic on.
Well, I used to know someone fair. She had orange ribbons in her hair. She was such a trip. She was hardly there, but I loved her just the same. There was rain in our window. The FM set was ragged. But she could talk, yeah, we learned to speak, and 1 year has gone by. Such a long, long road to seek it. All we did was break and creak it. We had all that lovers ever had. We just blew it, and I'm not sad. Well, I'm mad. father has passed over, and her sister is a star, and her mother smokes diamonds, and she sleeps out in the car. Yeah, but she remembers Chicago, the musicians and guitars, and grass by the lake, and people who laughed and made her poor heart ache. Now we live down in the valley. We work out on the farm. We climb up to the mountains, and everything's fine. And I'm still here, and you're still there, and we're still around.
I do it for Jim because of his integrity. Because he said, no, not the Opel car. And I went, oh, right. That's the Fat Cats. Okay.
And I just do it for the art, just for the art of it. That's all. This is the art. We lend our music where we think it's appropriate. Apocalypse Now. Mm-hmm. You know, the end in Apocalypse Now. I mean, we've done things. We do things with other people. We'd be more than happy to, to put Doors music in other films or, commercials. I don't think we'll be doing. But if there was some other way that we could be involved with television, if there, Yeah,
but that's different than having the Light My Fire Bic lighter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
I mean, that you haven't gone down that road, and it's
that's not artistic,
Yeah,
well,
but in
Light My Fire blowtorch, and I might think of Light My Fire AK-47.
You know that it would be untrue. You know that I would be a liar if I was to say to you, girl, we couldn't get much higher. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. The time to hesitate is through. No time to wallow in the mire. Try now, we can only lose, and our love become a funeral pyre. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. meditate is through. No time to wallow in the mire. Try now, we can only lose, and our love become a funeral pyre. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. Yeah. You know that it will be untrue. You know that I would be a liar if I was to say to you, girl, we couldn't get much higher. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on 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 fire.
I'm Jim Ladd, and we'll take a moonlight drive with the Doors right after this. I'm Jim Ladd. We're here with the Doors without a safety net. For the past 2 hours, we've been hearing the history of the band through their songs. Ray, John, and Robbie have been kind enough to share their memories. So let's take them back to the very beginning, when they were just opening that door of perception.
Let's swim to the moon. Let's climb through the tide. Penetrate the evening that the city sleeps too high. Let's swim out tonight, love. It's our turn to try. Park beside the ocean on our moonlight drive.
We got two different versions of Moonlight Drive, and this is fascinating. The first, a demo before Robbie joins, and let me tell you, thank God for you joining the band, Robbie. That's all I got to say. This is the first time Jim ever hears you play, and the first time he ever hears a slide guitar. Is that right?
Sort of, yeah. When before I joined the band, I knew John from high school and stuff, but I never met Jim. And I had met Ray at the meditation thing. So John brought Jim over to my house one day, and I played some. I just had gotten a new amplifier, and I played some slide guitar, and Jim was, I think, quite taken with that. And so we decided to have a rehearsal with the whole band. And
God, I remember that. Yeah, sure. In your parents' living room.
Right.
And I'd heard you play slide, but I knew that not many people played electric slide.
Right.
And I remember you were going to play it for
Brian
Jim, and
Jones,
I thought Jim would be
Brian
kind of
Jones
turned on.
had done it on one song on
Right.
Spider and the Fly or something.
That's right.
So we had this rehearsal, and that's when the Doors, as we know it, was the first time we had ever gotten together, and we played Moonlight Drive, and it was incredible. It was like, it worked. I mean, it was like, there it is, this is a band.
Let's swim to the moon. Let's climb through the tide. Penetrate the evening that the city sleeps too high. Let's swim out tonight, love. It's our turn to try. Park beside the ocean on our moonlight drive. Let's swim to the moon. Let's climb through the tide. Surrender to the waiting worlds that lap against our side. Nothing left open and no time to
Well, this is the seminal track, and this is also the place for, the story about you meeting Jim on Venice Beach. But I mean, it was Moonlight Drive that brought you and Jim together, and it was Moonlight Drive that brought Robbie.
Yeah,
really
exactly.
And,
right.
and Moonlight Drive, it was the very first song we recorded together as a band.
Let me tell you quickly what Jim and I meet on the beach at UCLA. We graduated in the summer of 1965. Jim was going to New York City. I was going to stay in California. Did. 40 days later, biblical 40 days later, on the beach, middle of July, who comes walking along in the shore break at sunset, kicking up these little jewels and diamonds of the sea? James Douglas Morrison. And I said, "Hey, Jim, whoa, man, come here. What are you doing?" And he comes walking over to me. I said, "What are you doing here? I thought you were going to New York." He said, "No, I decided to stay here." And I said, "What have you been up to?" And he said, "I've been writing some songs." I said, "Whoa, songs, cool," because I knew he was a poet. He knew I was a musician, but we had never talked about making music together. And I said, "Well, get down to the beach here, man. Sing me a song." And so he gets down on his hands and knees next to me, digs his hands into the sand, closes his eyes, and he began to sing in this Chet Baker haunted whisper voice. "Let's swim to the moon. Let's climb through the tide, penetrate the evening that the city sleeps to hide." And I said, "Whoa, hold it. I've never heard lyrics like this for a rock and roll song." At that point, the Beatles were She Loves You, Yeah, Yeah, Yeah. They were a teeny bopper band. Stones were doing Chicago blues. But Morrison's lyrics were poetry, and they were psychedelic. And I said, "That's incredible. You got anything else?" And he had My Eyes Have Seen You and a couple of other tunes. And I said, "Man, we got to get a rock and roll band together." And he said, "That's exactly what I had in mind." And that's how the Doors were formed, right then and there on the beach in Venice.
Hello, I love you, won't you tell me your name? Hello, I love you, let me jump in your game. Hello, I love you, won't you tell me your name? Hello, I love you, let me jump in your game. She's walking down the street, blind to every eye she meets. Do you think you'll be the guy to make the queen of the angels sigh? Hello, I love you, won't you tell me your name? Hello, I love you, let me jump in your game. Hello, I love you, won't you tell me your name? Hello, I love you, let me jump in your game. She holds her head so high, like a statue in the sky. Her arms are wicked and her legs are long. When she moves, my brain screams out this song. Sidewalk crouches at her feet, like a dog that begs for something sweet. Do you hope to make her see you, fool? Do you hope to pluck this dusky jewel? Hello, 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 hello. I want you, hello, I need my baby.
The Atman is the world's soul, from which all souls derive and to which they return as the supreme goal of existence. Remember that.
Do you know the warm progress under the stars? Do you know we exist? Have you forgotten the keys to the kingdom? Have you been born yet, and are you alive? Let's reinvent the gods, all the myths of the ages. Celebrate symbols from deep elder forests. Have you forgotten the lessons of the ancient war? We need great golden copulations.
I'd like to thank Ray Manzarek, John Densmore, and Robby Krieger of The Doors. I'm Jim Ladd, and I've had the pleasure of spending a couple of hours with them and with you. And we've been talking about the music and the myth and magic that surrounds this band. So before we wrap this up and call it a night, let's talk about Paris, 1971.
I can see your face in my mind. I can see your face in my mind. Carnival dogs consume the lines. Can see your face in my mind.
He was like a shooting star. He was like, after one summer dies the swallow. He was an ephemeral person that was on this planet for that brief moment in time. You know, one summer of the Doors, and then he was gone. And for me, it was, you know, even from the beginning, one of the very first songs that he came up with was a song about loss, about disappearance, about tragedy, about the loss of love, perhaps a song about death. Summer's almost gone. Where will we be when the summer is gone? Asking those questions about life and those questions about what is it all about. So, you know, that to me was Jim Morrison.
Summer's almost gone. Summer's almost gone. Almost gone. Yeah, it's almost gone. Where will we be when the summer's gone?
Well, Jim was in Paris working on his poetry, as we've later found out. I didn't know that he was actually doing as much writing in Paris as he was, but that box 127 fascination came to light, and within that box was all kinds of things that he had written in Paris, and he wrote some very good stuff, Paris journals, and very interesting poetry was written while he was in Paris. We were in Los Angeles working on songs, doing what we normally did, getting together 2-3 times a week and working on songs. And John had even started to write songs. I had started to write some songs, and Robby, of course, was always coming up with things. So we were in rehearsal, and then on July 3rd, 1971, the next day, actually, 4th of July, we got a call saying that Jim Morrison is dead. I was like, I don't believe it. What do you mean he's dead? This is like, Paul is dead. He's not dead. Come on, yeah. And Bill Sidden said, no, this time I think it's serious. And he went to Paris and found a sealed coffin, and called me on the 7th and said, we buried Jim Morrison. And I said, well, you know, what happened? He said, well, we don't know. I said, was it an accident? Was he hit by a car? No. Did he fall out of a building? Did he, you know, finally fall off one of those ledges or something? He said, no. His heart stopped. That's all they said. I said, how did he look? He said, I don't know. I said, what do you mean you don't know how he looked? He said, it was a sealed coffin. And I went, oh, God, wait a minute. You buried a sealed coffin? He said, yeah, but he was in there. Pam was all broken up. And so I guess Jim Morrison is probably buried in Père Lachaise, unless he's done an absolutely remarkable, death and disappearance. And
are you starting that rumor, Ray? Are you propagating that rumor?
I'm not starting it. I'm just going to say it again. I'm going to, people that want to know, hey, this is my side of the story. Now, if you have a different side of the story, I'd be more than happy to hear it, I'm suggesting that Jim Morrison is probably in that grave.
Well, I will say that I remember seeing Pam, and we were playing in San Francisco, just the three of us, and we ran into her in a restaurant.
Right,
remember that?
right, in Sausalito.
I saw her, and
and
I hadn't seen her for several months, and I looked in her face, and that was it. I knew he was not with us.
Yeah, she was totally distraught. Yeah, absolutely.
So that's my take.
Okay, Robby?
Well, I know that if Jim wasn't dead, he would have appeared on stage somewhere singing the blues, you know.
Boy, that's for sure. How could you keep that guy up?
You couldn't. I mean,
that's
no way.
That was the best place for him to be. To be on stage was what it was all about.
This is the end, beautiful friend. This is the end, my only friend. The end of our elaborate plans. The end of everything that stands. The end, no safety or surprise. The end, I'll never look into your eyes again. Can you picture what will be so limitless and free, desperately in need of some stranger's hand in a desperate land? Lost in a romance, wilderness of pain, and all the children are insane. All the children are insane. Waiting for the summer rain, There's danger on the edge of town. Ride the King's Highway, baby. Weird scenes inside the gold mine. Ride the highway west, baby. Ride the snake, ride the snake to the lake, the ancient lake, baby. The snake is long, 7 miles. Ride the snake. He's old and his skin is cold. The West is the best. The West is the best. Get here and we'll do the rest. bluebird is calling us. The bluebird is calling us. Travel where you take it us. The killer awoke before dawn. He put his boots on. He took a face from the ancient gallery and he walked on down the hall. He went into the room where his sister lived, and then he paid a visit to his brother, and then he walked on down the hall, and he came to a door, and he looked inside. Father, yes, son, I want to kill you. Mother, I want to. Come on, baby, take a chance with us. Come on, baby, take a chance with us. Come on, baby, take a chance with us and meet me at the back of the blue bus. Do not blue rock on us. Blue bus, do not. Come on, yeah.
The Doors, Without a Safety Net, was written and produced by Marcia Richardson. Production and engineering by Jeff Park and Jim Duncan. Assisted by Ray Hernandez and Ron Harris. Our special thanks to the amazing group of people that made this happen. Danny Sugarman, Fiona Matthews, and Bruce Botnick. At Elektra Records, George Capolini, Joel Amsterdam, Jody Roth, and Sylvia Rohn. At Universal Home Video, Katie Brumbach. At Westwood One, Sherry Thayer, Liz Laud, Janet Isotelo, and Karen Agater. Of course, we can't forget the guys in the suits, Norm Pattis, Charlie Cook, Bob Blackburn, Tom Farrow, and our #1 Doors fan, Greg Batusik. Obviously, we wouldn't have heard any of this without the vision of Jim Morrison, Ray Manzarek, John Densmore, and Robby Krieger. I'm Jim Ladd. Thanks for listening.
This is the end, beautiful friend. This is the end, my only friend. The end, it hurts to set you free, but you'll never follow me. The end of laughter and soft light, the end of nights we try to die. This is the end.